Now we're ready. Good morning and welcome, dear friends. Welcome to our spiritual home, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Tarpon Springs. My name is Charlie Nelson, and I'm serving as your worship associate today. For those who are visually impaired, I am a tall white man, gray hair, gray beard, red and blue shirt, and I'm your worship associate. And we want to acknowledge that here at the church, we are standing on the lands of the Tocobaga and Seminole peoples. We offer a warm welcome to the guests that are with us today. We would really like to get to know you better and hope that you will join us following the service for our coffee hour. Our mission statement asserts that we are a liberal faith community for all ages, promoting spiritual growth, social justice, and the arts. Today we welcome the return of our speaker, Jeanay Johnson. She's in the 4th year of seminary and Director of Religious Education and Communication at the UU St. Pete's. Jeanay Johnson will be leading the service titled Presence in a Busy World. Our music today is provided by music director Bonnie Whitehurst and our choir. Again, a warm welcome to our Sunday service.
And our first hymn is Gathered Here, and that is number 389 in the gray hymnal, 389. Now it is a round. It's a 4-part round, but we're only going to do it in 2 parts. And I'll play it through once so you can hear it. Then we'll all sing it together in unison. And then our front row will begin, and you may follow them. And then the back row will come in a little bit later. And then we're doing it 2 additional times. So 3 times all together, no matter when you start. So here it's how it sounds. And you may sit or you may stand. Everybody together. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in one strong body, gathered here in the struggle and the power, Spirit draw near. Gathered here in the mystery of the hour, gathered here in the mystery of the
Good morning, good morning. Now before we get started, I would like for us to just pause and take a deep breath. Let's breathe. And arrive fully in this moment. In the teachings of Buddhism, we are reminded of the impermanence of all things, that each breath, each moment is unique and fleeting. Yet, in the midst of our busy, often chaotic lives, it could be difficult to find this stillness. So great day to you. Blessed be this conversion of autumn to winter as we embark on a new season. The constellations have shifted in the heavens and our sun and moon rise and set low on the horizon. Lovely to be here again with our North Pole star Polaris shining bright each night. My name is Jeanay Johnson, and I'm experiencing life through the eyes of a Cameroonian American woman. My hair holds locks which I have wrapped in a golden scarf, and I am emanating love to the tribes of this land, the Seminole and Tocobaga tribes, with each breath that I take. The demands of our daily routines pulls us in many directions, leaving little room for rest, reflection, or connection. And as a collective community, we have faced trials in recent months, we know. Challenges that have tested our patience. Remember my last service talking about patience and mindfulness? And our ability to hold presence with one another. That's where the challenge lies. But here, this morning in this space, we're invited to let go, if only for a little while, to step away from the noise and pressures of the day to day and simply just be. For this moment is a gift, the present, a sacred opportunity to reconnect with ourselves, with one another, and with the awareness that all things, even our struggles, are impermanent. As we gather here, let us bring a spirit of openness, patience, and gratitude. Let us acknowledge the weight that we carry while also honoring the potential for healing and hope in the present moment. May this time together be a practice in presence, a chance to touch the beauty of now with reverence and joy. And now I have Charlie light our chalice.
To this thing. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Maybe.
Resilience at work, everyone.
We light this chalice as a beacon of presence in a world that so often pulls us away. Its flame reminds us to pause, to breathe, and to find stillness amid the busyness of our days. It calls us to honor the thoughts we have faced together in recent months, the uncertainties, the losses, and the lessons, and to recognize the strength we have discovered within ourselves and one another. May this light guide us into this moment just as it is, with patience and grace. And may it illuminate the path of connection, healing, and hope that we walk together. We are a church without a creed, but instead a covenant to which we agree. Will you join with me in reading the covenant on our monitor? We strive to look for and encourage the best in each other as we move towards solstice, peace, and love for both ourselves and the world. And when we fall short, we will seek understanding, reconciliation, and a return to covenant.
And now we will sing Spirit of Life, number 123 in the Gray Book. 123.
All the stirrings of compassion.
We're at the part of worship where we're shared the story of all ages. Now, this story is going to play on the television, and I'm going to act it out. So please be patient with me. But the story is called
Puppy Mind by Andrew Jordan Nance. Illustrated by Jim Dirk. To your puppy mind, please be kind. My mind is like a puppy, it likes to wander and explore. If I don't watch it carefully, it goes through any open door. When my puppy mind is bored, it runs to the future and the past. If I'm not really careful, it will take me far away, super fast. My puppy mind can dig up memories, like when I get yelled at for not sharing my things. My mind scampers to the future, and I don't always like the pictures that it brings. In class, I try to listen to the teacher, but my puppy mind starts to stir. I quickly lose my focus, and the day becomes a blur. I get mad at my puppy mind. Why don't you just sit and stay? When I yell, my puppy mind gets scared and hides or runs away. My puppy mind only heals if I take 3 slow deep breaths. If I do it often enough, I feel calmer in my chest. Taking 3 slow breaths is the best way to train my puppy mind. I am learning to be my mind's best friend. It responds best when I am kind. So whenever I feel my puppy mind tugging at my sleeve, I try to remember to breathe and breathe and breathe. If I practice breathing every day and remember to be kind, I will have more fun being with my best friend, my playful puppy mind.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace, go now in peace. May the light of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Now is a time in this service when we take our offering for the work and welfare of this church. 4 times a year, we have a special purpose collection selected by the Rainbow Welcome Circle, which coordinates our social justice initiatives. For the month of December, money designated for the special collection will be donated to support the Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship Foundation. It's a nonprofit, and it's here in Tarpon Springs. The foundation is dedicated to affirming MLK's vision of liberty, fairness, and equity for everyone. You may make checks out to UUCTS, Memo, MLK. Checks can be mailed or put in this Sunday's offering. For those present, there are labeled envelopes in the pews to donate cash. All designated donations will go to the MLK Scholarship Foundation in January. For those of you joining us from home, you can donate to the scholarship fund at our website, uutarpon.org. Click the donate button and then select social justice, give the plate. Also, this is an opportunity for you to fill out a visitor's card, which looks like this, if you would like us to contact you. That is the bigger of the two cards available. That's the other one, I guess. You may place that card in with the offerings. And the second card is for joys and concerns, which we have at the end of the service. If you have a joy or concern you wish to share and don't wish to verbalize it yourself, fill out this card, put it in the basket, and we'll do that for you.
Our next hymn is number 1002 in the Teal hymn book, 1002, Comfort Me. And notice that verses 3, 4, and 5 are on that next page. But number 5 is the same as number 1, so you can just go back to there.
Comfort me,
Let us enter into a time of quiet reflection. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and take a deep breath. Now, while you're inhaling deeply, feeling the fullness of your lungs and your breath, the inhale and exhale releasing any tensions or distractions. As you breathe, consider the gift of being here. Nothing to fix, nothing to chase, just this breath, this moment, and the presence of sharing this space of those around you. We often push through life seeking what's next. But presence invites us to be patient, to trust that the fullness of life unfolds each breath, one heartbeat at a time. If your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath, to the here and now. Now, I'm not sure if you saw in the description, I asked if you can bring a trinket. I have my little trinket here. And hold that trinket, or your watch, or your bracelet, or a special necklace, or a memory of a treasured artifact that you weren't able to bring today, but hold that close. Hold it close to your hearts. And let us hold this space together for a few moments. Welcome back. I want to make sure, yep, number 103. Thank you.
Please join the choir in singing hymn number 1003, Where Do We Come From? This hymn is 4 lines long. Each line is repeated before you go on to the next line. As we're going through it, decide which part you like the best, and then we will sing all 4 parts at the same time for about another 6 times through. It's actually 3 times, but we repeat it. So. And begin. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we? Repeat it. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we? Move along. Where do we come from? Where do we come from? Move along. Mystery, mystery, life is
So as a living example of things being impermanent, I, by mistake, took out the chalice light. So I'm going to try it again. And bring it back. Yet again, the example of resilience, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that's okay. I know you're wondering, why did she ask us to bring a keepsake with us today? I like to think that each of us having small items that we've kept for many years, whether it was a gift, an heirloom, or something we found to have significance to our experience, as a part of it. I asked you to bring it so that you can connect to the importance of it when you hold it close. So for example, I have these bracelets that a friend of mine made as a symbol of my ancestors and my guides walking with me. And often, like a fidget, I hold each bead and I just play with it. Very similarly to having a rosary necklace, actually. When used, each bead touched is for a prayer. There's something that I carry with me. I also have this duck, my lovely little duck. This duck stays with me while I'm in Zoom meetings, because that is the most challenging space to stay focused for me. It fits perfectly in my hand. It reminds me to stay focused. Now, it was funny at the moment when I realized my reflexes grasped this small porcelain item when I got on board on a Zoom call. Here goes another hour that could have been a phone call. I am returned to being mindful of my facial expressions, of whether or not I am muted as I exhale. In Mahayana Buddhism, the principle of mindfulness calls us to fully inhabit the present moment without attachment to the past or anxiety about the future. This teaching resonates deeply with the pressures of our modern lives, where distractions abound and our minds are rarely still. Each ping of our phones, each looming deadline pulls us further from ourselves and the sacredness of now. Reverend Ernest Turner Marble wrote, "The divine is not found in the grand miracles or distant heavens, but in the simple and profound truths of our everyday lives." What an important reminder that the sacred is not something we must seek elsewhere, but something we can discover in the here and now, if only we pause long enough to notice it. So for example, with the children's story, thank you for watching me act that out. I did theater briefly. But encouraging you to breathe and be present in the moment. It's challenging. I'm also reminded of Thomas Starr King and his experience seeing the Yosemite Park for the first time, how he marveled at the glory of nature and discovered divinity there, calling it the landscape of national treasure. In Yoruba spiritual practices, there is an understanding of connection that transcends the self. Through practices such as prayer, meditation, music, storytellings, individuals honor their ancestors by recognizing the interconnectedness of all beings, like the trees outside. I know after the hurricanes passed, we all felt connected to the downed trees, the old oaks that were a couple hundred years old, and we saw it down. Wow. We carry with us the wisdom and strength of those who came before us, and we continue to contribute to the legacy that will extend beyond us. This awareness invites us to be present not only for ourselves, but for our community. When we honor our shared humanity, we practice patience and compassion, qualities that can transform even the most ordinary moments into something extraordinary. Patience is central to the practice of presence. Again, in Mahayana Buddhism, it teaches us that impatience arises when we resist what is, when we cling to the way we think things should be, instead of accepting them as they are. Now, that's a challenge in itself. Can anybody raise their hand and attest to that in their own lives? Don't be shy, we've all done it. Now, similarly, connecting with Yoruba wisdom, it speaks to the importance of harmony, urging us to move with the natural rhythm of life rather than forcing outcomes. For instance, has anybody gone surfing or scuba diving or something that, you have to move with the water. You can try to beat that current, or sailing. It's not gonna work. Flow. Reverend Ernest Turner Marble's words echo this sentiment. Patience is not passive waiting, but active trust, a faith that the universe is unfolding as it should. In a world that often values speed, like how it's moving back and forth, going to the past into the present, or to past into the future, none of those spaces exist. This right now is here. I love the quote that mentions the presence being a gift. That's why it's called present. I probably butchered that, but I think you all get the gist. But in the world that often values the speed and efficiency above all else, practicing patience is a radical act of faith. If you know any history of Unitarian Universalism, both Unitarians and Universalism, radical is in the definition. Going all the way back to the 13th century, before Martin Luther nailed his words upon the church doors, someone else, the Lollards, did it. Their radicalness putting that we want to worship and be present in our own way. In the 1300s, who would have thought? I know you're wondering, did I come here for a history lesson? I can't help it, I love history. Because the history tells us the stories of today. It makes sense, it starts to make sense. So the challenges and the rewards of presence. Let's be honest again. Being present is not easy. Even in this moment, you're probably thinking, did I leave the stove on? Did I lock the door? Gosh, I'm hungry. I want a cup of coffee. I should have had one cup of coffee. I shouldn't have had that cup of coffee. There's so many thoughts that's happening right now. Gosh, I gotta go to the airport. I have to do this, I have to do that. No, you don't. You're here. And unless you have to get up and leave early, just be here. And that's the beauty of being in this space and being able to share these places of worship with one another. We're inclined to having to stay put. This is another reason why I chose to bring our items, like my duck. What the duck? I couldn't resist. But it requires us to confront discomfort and to sit with the uncertainty when we're having to sit in presence. And also resisting the urge to escape it into distraction. Now, it's really easy for the kids we see. They're driving in a car. What's the first thing they do when the car starts? That phone. They're missing the beautiful trees as we drive by. They're missing the clouds outside, but this has become their distraction. And we let it happen because sometimes we just don't want to be bothered. Just let him play on the tablet, he'll be fine. But what happens to the games of, what does that cloud look like to you? What does that tree look like? Can you find a blue bird? What is that bird called? Can you find a cat? Get you an ice cream if you find a cat while we're driving. In that moment, you bring the little ones back in to be present. Because when we were kids, it wasn't phones, it was we're looking out the window. Like, oh, that's nice, tree, 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 the imaginary racing of something on the wires or what have you. We're just looking outside. But now their imagination has become so each time we choose to stay in the moment of this moment, we strengthen our capacity with ourselves and within the community and our loved ones around us to be present, and the capacity for resilience, and also deepen our connection to the sacred. And what is the sacred? Right now. The flame of the chalice that I extinguished by mistake but relit, it serves as a symbol of this commitment. The covenant is a walking commitment. Every time you say it, that is your creed. Even though there is no creed, that is your statement, that is your declaration in being able to be present for one another. Even when it's difficult, taking those deep breaths before we react emotionally, because we get there too. When those emotions get triggered, the automatic response is, or, But before we do those things, wait and see if we can temper ourselves in those moments. And what power comes in transmuting that emotional response to something that can actually turn into something different. Now for my closing invitation, me and my duck, as we leave this space today, I invite you to carry this practice of presence with you. So with your trinkets, if you have, you don't need to, but I like to use it as a reminder. Carry this with you. When the world feels overwhelming, take a moment to pause and breathe. The last time I was here, I used the example of traffic. When we're in traffic, that person stops at the yellow light. What's that feeling that comes up? We both could have made that light. But those moments like, you know what, it's not even that big of a deal. It's okay. It's okay. I want you to think of your trinkets. Think of who gave them to you. Think of when it became significant to you. Think of the pleasures of it when you have it with you. Think of anything that brings light. Think of those moments when you just felt pure bliss and joy, words that you don't even have definitions to, but you felt it, and you knew that was true for you. When you find yourself impatient or distracted, remember the wisdom of those who came before us, like our trees, and the sacredness of this very moment. Let us honor the divine, not in some far-off place, but in the simple, profound act of being here together in this now. May we walk forward with patience, grace, and renewed commitment to the gift of presence. And by that, I would like to welcome Bonnie to lead us in number 1017. Amen. Thank you.
We'll now sing a hymn number 1017 in that teal book, 1017, Building a New Way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new we are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be we can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need.
Reflecting on that song, I took it more as a metaphor, as peace and freedom within the constructs of our mind, of those thoughts that take us everywhere but in the present. I also love anatomy, so acknowledging that we all have the right and left hemisphere, where they both have completely separate thoughts, but the freedom to bring them both together so we can integrate what we truly feel in the moment to be present. I think that's important. In fact, I know that's important. Now, as we prepare to leave this sacred space, may we carry the presence and patience we've cultivated into our lives, finding grace in every moment and connection in every encounter. Thank you again.
And please join the choir in singing this final hymn, We Laugh, We Cry. Pick up your gray hymnal and turn to 354, 354.
Found
Thank you, Jeanay, for those words. I especially connected with the puppy mind because my mind is all over the place. And the words of wisdom is just breathe. And I thank you for that. The blessing of truth be upon us, and the power of love direct us and sustain us. And may the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in, from this time forth until we meet again.